What does he actually want from brokers or from agents? He wants definitely honesty, integrity, and transparency. He needs legal help from the agents. He needs customer delight. Referral is very important to him. He'd rather go to somebody who's given a referral and not just walked in. He's not going to see you in a newspaper and just buy from you. He's a very, very savvy and, like I said, a knowledgeable king. Search engine optimization is something that the agents would need to do to ensure that they get the right people on board. Customer relationship management. Somebody spoke about SAP. Well, that's very, very important as an agent to ensure that you have a great data management, data mining methodology. Marketing analytics. Agents, brokers, developers, anybody who needs a customer needs marketing analytics. You need great portals because portals can show the property, but eventually humans, of course, sell them. So you've got to have very trained, technology-savvy agents. In the end, not only the customer is the king, but for the agent and the developer, data is king. So with that, I'm going to go to my panelists, and I'm going to ask them a few questions. And if I may just start one by one, maybe Manish, I'll start with you. Nobody probably knows customers better than a service-oriented person, and obviously you guys are in the business of services. What are the challenges that a customer, according to you, faces, and what all can you do to avoid those challenges? What does an IPC do to change this perception of a customer?
I think if we look at the customer and the evolution of real estate industry over the last, 10 or 15 years, especially in the residential sector, it wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that, 10 years back, customers had very little choice, whether it was in the drafting of the contract, selection of the projects, etc. And in my view, never before has the customer been as empowered as he is today. And there are a variety of reasons for that. I think the number one reason is supply. The supply is changing dramatically in the way the customer will choose projects going forward. And we are already seeing that in many markets, the developer is unable to sell off-plan as he used to do, till literally 18 or 24 months back. The second thing is technology, and I think when I say technology, I want to intersperse that with media. There is just so much out there in terms of the customer's ability to understand a project or make a decision via comparative tools that were not available a few years back. So from a media perspective, 10 years back, you would depend on what Times of India, Hindustan Times, or many of the TV channels told you. But today, almost everyone in the Gen Y, X, however you define them, when they are buying something, they're looking on to various websites. There's Facebook, there's Twitter, there is YouTube. So those things weren't available, and therefore, from a customer standpoint, the developer has to make sure that the quality of what they deliver from here on is much superior to what the experience was till now. As far as the service industry goes, I really think we've all had to up our game as well. 15 years back, if you turned up in front of a customer in a tie, or if you were able to send a fax, you were a smart guy. All that is, out of the window and far out of the window. There just is a level of service, information, and knowledge that a customer requires from a service provider, which is much higher. And I think our role in the industry as someone who can convince a customer one way or the other is often exaggerated. In my view, we are good influencers, but no more than that.
Anurag, same question with a little twist to it. In your case, the product is not developed by you, maybe conceptualized, maybe not, depends, but throw us a little light on how it is to sell somebody else's product. And of course, the same question.
I think over the last 10, 12 years, that's become much less opaque. It's become more transparent, and I think people are now understanding the value that each of the player brings. They're at least recognizing that there are different players and they have different roles to play. I understand, and I know I've faced the situation where we've sold an apartment to a buyer, and I get a complaint when the project is delivered 2 or 3 years later, saying the grill that was promised in the apartment is not what we were shown in the brochure. And we very politely, respectfully went saying, look, I mean, you're right, you may perhaps be right, and you are entitled to make that complaint to the developer saying this is what you're supposed to give, but you haven't. I do not have a role to play. But the customer would just not budge. And he escalated to the matter within the organization, wrote to the senior management in the United States saying how they've been cheated, etc., etc. I think those days are much less. I mean, those days are behind us. I don't think that happens anymore. So people are realizing what the value is. For people like us, it's still a challenge as to how do you position a product with a buyer. What will work, what will not work. And for us to be successful, I think we have to understand what the aspirations or what the expectations from the buyer are, and then match it to a product or to the developer very carefully. Which we are all doing. We're trying to do, endeavoring to do this. I'm not sure if we're there 100%, but I think it's a moving target, and we're getting there.
Thank you. Sandeep, I'm going to just roll this question to you again. Perspective of a developer, what do you think, what would your reaction be if a customer said, I want to change the grill, or the grill is not the same as in the brochure? So what would you do, and what would you expect your broker to do?
All right. For a developer to stay successful, I think the most important component, end of the day, will be customer satisfaction. We have got into a stage where if I see most of the luxury developments happening today, developers are only doing the exterior bit, and interior bit they are leaving on to customers to do it themselves. That's happening in almost all luxury developments. In terms of the economy developments, where it really matters to see for a luxury segment customer, if he has to change something and spend a couple of lakhs, it may or may not affect him. But for a economy section, for economical housing, it will really impact. End of the day, you need to empathize with what the customer is asking for. And what you need to really see in best of your spirits is if you can meet his expectations. A real estate product, an apartment, is made of thousands of products and designs and concepts, and there are various things which keep changing. Even in a customer's case, when the thing is coming up, what I've done all my life is that when things are coming up, we keep calling them, that please come, we are at this stage, we're at the flooring stage, we're at the kitchen stage, we're at this stage. In case you have anything which you'd like to let us know, but it happens that even the customer changes his mind. One day he says that the white tile is looking nice, the other day he says, no, the off-white will look much better. And this is when the tiling has been done. So whatever that you can do is in that scope, and whatever, what you can do at your level best is keep the customer involved in the decision-making process when it is coming to the finishing stage. And I think that's the answer to the question.
Thank you.